In 1981, we went on strike. We had a labor action that resulted in maternity leave eventually for all Canadians. Now, as you're all fully well aware, we all get maternity leave. That was something before 1981 that was unheard of. So here we sit 30 years later, you got all these little maternity leave kids that need a job, and Canada Post is trying to stick it to those very same kids. They've started this in Winnipeg already, and they've succeeded. In Winnipeg, they've knocked off almost 200 letter carriers by extending the length of these letter carrier routes. We'd like to see those 200 letter carriers go to doors that aren't getting door-to-door delivery. We'd like to see this moved into not just a reduction, because the new machinery will increase their profits. We'd like to see that this gets used in a beneficial way for the people of Canada, the people who actually own Canada Post. Again, hopefully you all know that Canada Post is not funded. Your tax-paying dollars don't feed any postal worker salary. All postal workers are paid like an independent business. The Canada Post Corporation has earned an average of $95 million for 14 years. Last year, during a recession, or off their last numbers, during a recession when I don't know how many private companies in this country went under or filed for bankruptcy, or how many banks had to run to the government for help. Not Canada Post. They blew $95 million up like a balloon, and they made it into $281 million. They're taking that money, they're shoving it back into the coffers of the good old Canadian government. So, I mean, we're a good company, we're making money. 15 years we've been told that we need to squeeze, we need to pull our socks up and do what we can. Touch on is the 17% volume decrease that Canada Post keeps quoting around there. They come up with a number of 17%. Their mail volume is down 17%. Well, these numbers come from 1996. They're making a crazy amount of profit, like I said, from 95 million to 281 million during a recession. So they're not hurting. They're just trying to spin it. Our calculations from the union give it a 7% decrease in mail volume since the same time that they say is a 17%. So I don't know what kind of business you're in, but like I said, there's a lot of businesses have gone under lately. Canada Post is not only treading water, but they're actually doing very well. The letter carriers that are standing around here were all delivering or sorting their mail quite happily on Monday. Management came up to us. It was such a heavy day that they told us to leave between 300 and 500 letters behind. So we left those letters behind with the assumption they'd get dealt with the next day, and then they locked us out for the next day, and we haven't been able to touch that mail since. So you've got mail sitting in there that's been sitting in there since Monday. We'd like to set those aside. That's our sick provisions and our pensions. Canadian auto workers set their pensions aside. It just proves that if they're willing to do it, they could do it. They're just not willing to work with us. Okay, I don't know what Deepak Chopra makes, but when Moya Green was the CEO of Canada Post, she made more than any other, including Stephen Harper, any other executive. The Canada Post assignment is the highest paid public service, public sector employee or position in the country. She was making 565 million plus some bonuses.
565,000.
She was making 565 million a year on the backs of post workers. Or less, I'm not sure.
The record is 565,000.
565,000, not 565 million.
It sure seems like it.
565 million?
Roughly.
Well, there are bonuses.
Oh, and she's got a real tie-in to Tim Hortons. Thank goodness we don't have Tim Hortons in here, but she's on the executive of that, and all the profits probably go into her pocket too. She's actually, sadly, she's moved off to England. She's going to privatize their post office in 3 years. There's a real fear she'll be back to do it to us when she hones a talent.
For the first time in 40 years, the Royal Mail is walking out.
They had a wildcat.
Yeah.
Good.
For the
Yes,
first time in
Royal
40
Mail
years.
did walk out. Michelle McGall has sent us a letter of support. Michelle, I will tell you, she says, dear CUPW member, dear CUPW members, we prefer to be CUPW. Yeah, the labor movement has had a long-standing history for the rights of people. We have weekends, which we all appreciate, the 40-hour work week, vacations, living wages, work safety, and so much more has been dedicated because of dedicated and hardworking people that stood up and spoke out for the rights of those and others. The bravery it takes to stand up for your values against the powerful odds is no small task. The labor movement's camaraderie and solidarity are needed now as they have always been. Protecting the rights of new hires at Canada Post ensures that our National Crown Corporation is an attractive workplace in a competitive labor market. Requesting that tens of thousands of people working at Canada Post have a safe environment and safe equipment to do their job is a right of any employee. As the Canadian Union of Postal Workers hold the line, they have done so with integrity and respect for the public. I am proud to stand with you, and that's from Michelle. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Bruce, for giving me this opportunity to say a few words this afternoon. And on behalf of my co-workers and members of United Steelworkers, Local 1-405, we bring you greetings. And a few words that hopefully bring support and encouragement to you. Things that we certainly enjoyed as we went through our strike across the street was the support from the community and from our fellow union members and from other unions. It is one of the things that helps you get through stuff like this, and we certainly appreciated the support from the postal workers that we received and helped us get through our 9-week-long strike across the street. Is the post office an integral part of this community? You bet it is. I work across the street. We send out numerous pieces of paper each year, and we require the post office. And one of the pieces of information that I had, I support my letter carrier. If you flip that over, I liked what I saw there. I mean, there were some proactive things in there, trying to increase the hours of operation, trying to increase the services, things like that would create jobs rather than decrease. Thank Bruce for giving me the opportunity to speak here this afternoon and give us an opportunity to show our support for what you're going through. Yes, I hope it's over soon so that you can get back to work, but not with giving away the farm. So good luck to you all.
Thank you.
Very much, Rick.
Okay, we are the Nelson West Kootenay chapter of the Council of Canadians. We support the struggle for the environment and the people in that environment against a government that doesn't recognize there's any problem with the environment and doesn't recognize there's any problem with legislating people back to work and stomping on union workers. I would like to see management in all institutions in this country work for what they want workers to work for and take an 18% cut when they do it. It's shame. And as Council of Canadians, we're in solidarity with postal workers, and we hope that this is a successful rally all through the country. And I'm personally very, very proud that we have unions that are prepared to take a stand, because we are needing that kind of solidarity. Thank you.
As you might know, it's the middle of the summer and a lot of students are not there, but I am one of the staff people for the Saddler College Students Union, and we are Local 4 of the Canadian Federation of Students, a national student organization in support all over the country for postal workers. We actually participated in a flash mob in the first rally on June 3rd in Ottawa, so we've been... So we just wanted to let you know we really support what you're doing. It's not just a fight for the Canada Postal Workers, it's a fight for all unions, because if this passes as a legislation of accepting lower wages for new employees, that just sets a terrible precedent for the rest of the unions and for what the government can do. And shame on the government for allowing the corporations to be bailed out and taking away from the people that have the least. the students, the people that are just trying to start a life. Get rid of the training wage, and it seems going backward with this reduction to actually allow corporations to pay less to people when they just start starting, because eventually we'll all be in the place where we're starting a new job, or at least in our age range, and we can't allow for that to happen, especially with the high interest rates on student loans and the incredible amount of expenses for tuition fees. This year the government is generating more revenue out of corporate income tax than tuition fees, and that is money that students are spending in order to go out and become respectable tax-paying. We're solidarity, and let's all rally together.
Thank you very much, Franca. Thank you very much to the Students' Union for showing up. Kids, man!
All right.
Strike is really all about the kids. Well, it's a lockout now anyway, but it's all about the future youth. Okay, so just sort of in summary to what's going on here. I mean, some of the misinformation that Canada Post is putting out there is that they don't have money. $2.4 billion that they said they're in debt. Well, they just invested $2.4 billion in these massive new machines, and they're going to build buildings to put them in. So that's like me standing here with $1 million piece of gold in my hand and telling you that I owe $1 million. Sell the freaking gold. So they're spinning it however they would spin it, and of course they'll do that. They're telling you there's no volume in the mail. The volume in the mail is great. Everything is going well. Our parcels are up. Everybody knows internet shopping is through the roof. I don't know how many people of you are getting your bills online and stuff like that, but you're probably compensating from that with purchases of other things online. So a 50-cent stamp exchanged for a $10 parcel, I mean the profits are there for Canada Post. So again, we really appreciate everybody showing up. Don't believe the spin. Don't accept that Canada Post or any other government institution, there's a lineup of people coming with contract issues, and there should be a right to bargain in this country. You know, we're not asking for the world, we're asking for what's fair. And to take away the right of bargaining and to throw people back years like that, that's just going to trap us into a system where the higher up lords and barons reign over top of us and just give us enough for rent and, well, maybe even lunch money. That's right. No, they don't want anybody to have anything more than just a job that'll barely feed them. So anyway, thanks again everybody for coming out. Thanks for supporting us, and spread the word, as Ranka says, because you don't want to see the move to cutting wages and cutting people's livelihoods. Thank you very much.
Every time you turn, I file a grievance. By now you should have learned. You are a criminal, you should be doing time. Because you're swine, I'll walk the line. Now Boston Harbor will try to steal our rights. We won't just let them, it's time to stand and fight. We want a contract or arbitrated binds. Because they're swine, I'll walk the line. We stand together with our community. We'll fight for justice and equality. We gain our strength from solidarity. Because they're swine.